Hey Raider Nation, what's going on? I'm Austin Raider, and we're back at it again with another post-game reaction. So, I just gotta say it. This game pretty much gave me multiple heart attacks. It's just how the Raiders play, down to the wire. I, it was to the point where sometimes I was just like, so much tension was in my chest, and I didn't know how to react to it. But luckily, we got the win. Incredible game. Um, the defense was amazing. Defense was amazing. Now, to be fair, Zach Wilson's the quarterback, but even then, they have so many good players on offense besides Zach Wilson, and you got to be ready at all times. And the fact that we didn't allow a single touchdown is incredible. Um, Offensive side of the ball, I thought Aiden O'Connell had an incredible game for a rookie. Right, he wasn't perfect. Right, he threw a pick. He took some bad sacks, got us out of field position. He threw the ball away when he probably shouldn't. He got a little bit happy feet in the game, but I thought overall, for a rookie against that defense, he did incredibly well. That defense has some crazy players, right? They got Quinnen Williams. They got the two linebackers, C.J. Mosley, and then the other guy, I think it's Quincy Williams or something like that. They got like the number 4 and the number 7 linebacker, two top 10 ranked linebackers in the NFL, and then they've got DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner, and so it's just incredible game by the Raiders. It, at first I wasn't sure if we were ever going to score a touchdown because it looked like points was going to be very hard to come by. It felt like, and it was. It was going to be one of those hardcore, old school, grinded out football games. And then it was pretty much whoever gets the first touchdown was going to win. And that's exactly what happened. But kind of going over some stats really fast. Aiden O'Connell, 16 of 27 for 153 yards, one touchdown, one pick. That pick, once again, the offensive line didn't really hold that well, and he kind of just threw it probably sooner than he wanted to, and he just kind of threw it away from there. But overall, I thought Aiden O'Connell had a great game. Um, I kind of saw like a weird stat. I mean, not a weird stat, but I saw a very interesting stat that looking at not all the quarterbacks, like the Jets playing some of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL, like Patrick Mahomes, um, Jalen Hurts, and Josh Allen, even Justin Herbert. If you think he's elite, I don't think so, but I think he's a pretty good quarterback. Um, they all have, I think, about less than 70 quarterback rating, right? I think you got Josh Allen, 236 yards, one touchdown, three picks. Um, Patrick Mahomes, 203 yards, one touchdown, two picks. Jalen Hurts, 280 yards, one touchdown, three picks. Right? Justin Herbert, 136 yards, no touchdowns. Right? So overall, Aiden O'Connell held up pretty well. Now there are some quarterbacks that did well against the Jets. Like Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson, um, technically Mac Jones had a better game against the Jets. But we can use stats however we want to just kind of paint the narrative that we want. But overall, I just kind of go with what my eyes tell me, and Aiden O'Connell had a pretty decent game. Is he the answer? Still too to me. It's still too early to tell. He's only played for 3 games. You won't really get an idea until the season is done. But I do think that O'Connell's going to get better and better and be developed more and more as the season goes on. It's just, will it be enough to not warrant a quarterback selection at the first overall pick? No, in the round one. Um, Only time will tell. We have a couple very tough games coming up ahead, and if O'Connell plays well in those games, I think we can hold off on a quarterback. I still think we draft a quarterback just for competition's sake. It is a very strong quarterback class, and you would be a fool to um, not to select a quarterback in this really QB heavy draft class. There's so many good quarterbacks. There's like 10 quarterbacks that could develop really well into decent players. So we'll see what happens. But for now, I'm impressed with the rookie. Josh Jacobs, first time at the over the 100-yard mark, with 27 carries, 116 yards with 4.3 yards per carry. No touchdowns, but he helped grind out this football game, and I feel with our with Antonio Pierce's dedication to the run game, it eventually broke through the Jets defense, which allowed us to get into a good position to get into field goal range and threaten in Jets territory. Now, unfortunately, Josh Jacobs um, did fumble the ball twice, but you know he was still a pinnacle part of our victory, and for that, Josh Jacobs is going to be one of my few players of the game. He's not necessarily my offensive player of the game. I think I would probably give that to Aiden O'Connell, just because he did throw the touchdown pass, and that touchdown pass was pretty much the reason why we won the game. And he did show a lot of poise for a quarterback despite making some mistakes. So, but overall, both AOC and Josh Jacobs, huge reasons why we won that game, and it should be that way. Overall, not much on the receivers except for Devontae Adams. He was pretty much active early, and then we kind of just fed Jacobs the rest of that second half. Michael Mayer with an incredible catch. He had 3 catches for 19 yards, but one of those catches was incredible. Big boy football. AOC flushes out to the right, just tosses it up for Michael Mayer to go get it, and he just uses his big boy frame to moss him. And he comes down with an incredible touchdown catch for his first touchdown of the year. What a way to get your first touchdown. So congrats to Michael Mayer on that one, and I hope to see many more. On the defensive side, our defense was incredible, led by Max Crosby and Robert Spillane. Um, Max doesn't really have too much on the stat sheet. I think Max only had 3 tackles, a couple quarterback hits, but he had a lot of pressures, especially on those last few drives where he would flush Zach Wilson out, especially on those last 2 plays where he single-handedly would get Zach Wilson uncomfortable and pressure him. So even though he didn't get a sack, he definitely flushed out the quarterback and made it very, very tough on Zach Wilson. What I will say, though, is that Robert Spillane Not only did he get that incredible pick, but he got a sack too. He got a sack, pass deflection. He got a nice interception, which pretty much stalled a Jets drive that was looking not good for the Raiders at all. They were marching down the field slowly and methodically. Felt for sure they were going to score a touchdown. It was looking that way, and then all of a sudden, Spilling just picks it off. It takes it into Jets territory the other way, and it was just a huge sigh of relief when I saw that. I knew it wasn't over because it was still a minute something with three timeouts that the Jets had. They still had three timeouts, so I was excited, but I knew the game wasn't over. Malcolm Kuntz, he had a sack, and we had a couple pass deflections. I believe Tyler Hall had no. Tyler Hall did. I did like how Tyler Hall made a really cool, really clutch tackle on Brees Hall. That Brees Hall looked like he was about to break one off, and Tyler Hall just kind of grabbed him, held on to him, and then just threw him back right back down. If Brees Hall would have got past Tyler Hall on that play, there was a lot of green grass for him to go. So super clutch play by Tyler Hall there. But overall, this was an incredible game. One of those old school um, grind 'em out Raider games that you just expect the Raiders to do, but this time we won. Okay, and Antonio Pierce is talking about doing things the Raider way, doing coming back to what makes a Raider, and he is, he is dialing up game plan, or Bo is dialing up an offensive play calls. Antonio Pierce is dialing up defense to where it is hardcore, in your face football. Freaking Merrick and Epps were just destroying guys. I saw some nasty hits yesterday, and it kind of did remind me of. It just reminded me of the old Raiders from from those late '90s, early 2000s, where we just would bully people. Obviously they would bully people way back when in the 70s and 80s and late 60s and stuff like that as well. But it kind of reminded me of those dominant Raider teams that I used to see. There wasn't too many, but I have seen a couple. And they were dominant, and they were physical, and they were aggressive. Even when it doesn't work, we were still aggressive. On that last drive that the Raiders had, it was third down. We could have just ran the ball and killed that last timeout, but we decided to throw the ball. It didn't work, but we were aggressive. We were going for the dagger. We were going right there to end the game. And I actually agreed with the play. There's so many times from past Raider games where we get upset as Raider fans that, oh, why would you not just end the game right there? You have a chance. We've got Devontae Adams, we got Josh Jacobs, we got all these playmakers, and we're not aggressive enough. Well, now we're aggressive. It didn't work out, so people are complaining. But to me, you know, that's just how the NFL goes. If it doesn't work out, well, then now you're complaining. But if it did work out, you'd be celebrating how smart of a move it was. So I do believe it was the right decision to be aggressive. Fortune favors the bold. You see Jack Campbell, or not Jack Campbell, Dan Campbell in Detroit Lions. He's very aggressive, and he's got his team winning. You have to be aggressive in this NFL. You have to know when and where, and understand the pace of the game. It was a very tough game. Points were hard to come by. Field position was hard to come by. Yards were hard to come by. So having the chance to end the game under your terms, was something that Antonio Pierce felt he wanted to do, and I totally agree with the call. You guys can disagree with me. That's totally cool. That's fine. But at the end of the day, we're all Raider fans, and we won the game anyway. But I do hope to see some more aggressive play calling in the future. That fourth down, that fake tush push for with DeAndre Carter going on the handoff to DeAndre Carter, brilliant, incredible play call by Bo Hardegree. That's the kind of play calling that we want. That aggressive, creative play calling. So, but overall, heck of a win. Um, we got Miami this coming Sunday. That's going to be tough. They are an incredible. They have an incredible offense, super fast, so many playmakers. Tyreek Hill alone would be a problem. But unfortunately, they got Jalen Waddle, Raheem Mostert, and Devon Achane is who I think is going to be back on Sunday. Are is pretty much the fastest running back duo in the NFL. They could just run 80 yards down the field at any point. And Tua, not only can he throw the ball, but he can run as well. So it's going to be a huge test for this defense, who has played well the past 2 weeks, but those were against struggling offenses. So let's see what Antonio Pierce can do with a very good offense against a very good offense this time. Luckily, the Miami Dolphins defense is nowhere near as good as the Jets. So I'll expect Aiden O'Connell to be a little bit more comfortable, maybe more Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers. And also, it just seems like we are a running team. He's even said himself, we are a running team. You got to run that damn ball. So expect a heavy dose of Josh Jacobs again. He had like 27 carries yesterday. So I could expect another 20 plus or 23 plus carries if we have a chance. Because when it comes to the Dolphins, you have to win that time of possession. You have to keep the ball out of Tua's hands. And the best way to do that is keep him off the field. So long, sustaining drives. Because the longer that Tua's on the sideline not throwing to Tyreek Hill, the better. Right? And if we can just stop him every once in a while, or get a turnover every once in a while, and win the turnover battle, and stop him when we need to, we can win the football game. Anyway, we're a nation. That's going to be it for me, and I'll see you in the next one.